Hey everybody, it's Wes with Fundamental Games, here to bring to you a how to play video. Today I'm going to talk to you about Micro Medusa. This is a game coming to Kickstarter very soon. It's designed by a gentleman by the name of Floyd Lu, and there's art by John De Campos, who you may know from some of my prior videos. His work on Questeros was fantastic, as well as his own Token Terrors, which I've previewed before. But let's get into what Micro Medusa is. Maybe first we'll take a peek at this. We'll do a little pop out and show you. Micro Medusa. Love the cover artwork, by the way. It's on the cover of the rulebook and the cover of the box. You see that awesome Medusa creature with the eyeballs. Nice touch. And the snakeheads battling the mighty champion. Alright, you are a champion sent by royalty to claim the head of the feared and fabled Medusa. Through a long and arduous trek, you make your way to the monster's den, remembering the bard's fable, warning of the Gorgon stare that turns intruders into stone. The torchlight dims as the sound of 1,000 deafening hisses fills the air. You steel your will and brace to tangle with the mighty Medusa. Micro Medusa is a terrifically tense and tile-laying battle game for 2 players. One player is the Medusa, trying to extend their serpentine tress and defeat the intruding champion. The other player is the champion, who is charged with using their equipment and cunning to anticipate Medusa's next move and cut them down without being turned into stone. So that is the premise of the game. There is a solo mode, by the way, but we're going to talk about the 2-player mode because that's what the game is geared towards, is a nice, quick, tense 2-player duel, so to speak, where one player takes on the mighty Medusa and the other player takes on the heroic champion. So the components of the game comes with the rulebook, a total of, it looks like, 28 tiles. There are 1-inch tiles in the actual game. They're going to fit inside a folding tuck box. So there you have it there. And the objective, each player actually has multiple win conditions, and I'm going to show you on the screen here. I put them on the tabletop to make it easy. But let's say I'm playing as the champion. There's 3 ways I can win. I can sever and capture 3 snakeheads. I could block all open snake sections, stopping Medusa from progressing any further, or I could survive long enough for the Medusa to run out of tiles. That's how I win as the champion. If I'm the Medusa, my goal is to connect 3 snakeheads to my main body, or turn all my champion hearts to stone. They've got 3 of them. Or connect 3 or more snake sections together with a snakehead or eyeball on top. So I'll show you how that all works in just a moment here. We're going to play as though I am the champion, trying to defeat the Medusa, because that's the traditional heroic tale. As much as I'd love to be the Medusa, we're going to play with me as the champion. And we're actually going to do it where the opponent plays random, similar to solo mode, so that I don't know what to predict as we're playing. But let's start off with the first part of the phase. So first part is the setup. Let's bring this back up. Let's see. Take a look at this. Pop it out. So again, those are the goals. We'll arrow down, setup. So choose which player will be Medusa and which will be the champion. So I'm player 1 as the champion, and my opponent is Medusa. You put the Medusa head tile in the center of the table, so that's this one here. Look at that, staring at me down. And it's the same double-sided, just like I flipped over the rulebook. There you go. But then you take the other 18 Medusa tiles and you shuffle them up, and then you deal 1 at random to the Medusa player. Set the champion's active equipment tiles. So the champion always starts with this equipment, well, basically 3 equipment and 2 hearts in front of them. You leave them face up. And then you place the champion's reserve tiles, which is a blade, a shield, a torch, and a heart, and they're kept in reach. You deal 1 random Medusa tile, which I already did, into their hand, keeping it hidden, and then you reveal 4 random tiles. I've already shuffled these, and you flip them over. And that's how you set up the game. Then we progress to actually playing. So on your turn, players will begin the round by drafting. It consists of 1 drafting phase, 2 turns, and then back into it kind of goes back and forth that way. So as a drafting phase happens once per round, the Medusa is going to look at the tiles available in her public market, so only she can draft these. And we get to draft 1 tile. So we're going to say the Medusa is going to draft that tile. All right. And you replenish it with a new one from the face down deck and put it face up. And now they can draft 1 more tile. So maybe they're going to draft and she would know what's in her hands. She'd know she has an eye, so then she has that, and maybe she wants to have one of each just to make sure that the opponent has no idea what she has. But the opponent's going to know she has this and this, but they're not going to know this tile. All right. Once they have 3 tiles in their hand, including the secret tile drawing setup, Medusa's draft ends. Now this gets replaced and put face up right away. So in the market, we know there's 3 eyeballs. In Medusa's entire set, there's 6 eyeballs, 6 serpentine bodies, and 6 serpentine heads. So the champion player would know that the likelihood of them having many eyeballs is much lower than heads or bodies, so they might play based on knowing that information. All right, so we've done the drafting, and once they've drafted, then the champion has a choice to draft 1 reserve tile, adding it to their active equipment for this round. So they could draft a heart, hoping to protect themselves. They could draft a torch, a shield, or a blade. Now, again, knowing that there's lots of eyeballs there, and what protects them from the eyeballs is a shield, they're going to leave the shield, and maybe they're going to go with a blade, or we'll go with a torch. They go with the second torch. And the only reason they would actually use a torch is if they wanted to use 2 torches. We're going to do that. All right, all drafting tiles are public knowledge before preparation for the battle begins, and then they can put their tiles face down. So, well, these 2 hearts are always face up. The champion, what the champion has is pretty much public knowledge anyway. The Medusa is the one that's more uncertain. So what I'm going to do is shuffle these together. I'll group them. Now normally you wouldn't. The player 2 would know what's in their hand and they would choose what to place down, but I'm going to play random for player 2. So once both players have, we are now going to place Medusa's tile. Now Medusa, she would look at her hand and decide where to place this, but we're going to position it there. No matter what, it's got to be adjacent to a serpentine body, but in this case, all 4 sides are adjacent. And it has to be orthogonal, it can't be diagonal. So it's got to be adjacent that way. So she's going to play that. The champion, not knowing what is there, has to pick one of their available tiles and decide what to put against or adjacent to that particular tile that was just laid. So we're going to say we're going to bring a torch over. All right. Once that's done, we will reveal the Medusa tile. All right, we reveal the Medusa tile, and we have a serpentine body. So blade, we didn't place a blade, so we're going to ignore that. Shield or torch. If the revealed tile is a snake section, which it is, you singe the flesh of the Medusa's reptilian appendage. Flip the snake tile over. It's permanently now blocking, so that player can no longer play in that spot. This tile will stay here until the end of the round, which is just 1 more phase. So that was a good maneuver there. Now Medusa can only play here, here, or here. So she's going to play on the opposite side. Actually, no, she'll play down here. We'll see what happens. Now, I could hope that maybe they have another appendage, go with another torch, or I could think they have an eye or a serpent head. I'm going to play as though I think that they have another appendage. Then we flip this over. It is not an appendage. So it says here, if otherwise the snake section tile remains face up, allowing Medusa to grow. So what happens is Medusa revealed the snake head. She has to rotate it so that it attaches to the main body, and now that body can't grow anymore, but she does have 1 snake head. Then the round ends, a reserve tile goes back and a starting tile goes back. And then Medusa has 1 tile remaining, which the player may remember as an eye. So what's going to happen on the next turn? Well, we're going to do another drafting phase. Here, let me close that. So now Medusa will draft 2 things. She's going to draft one of these and one of these, because we don't, and actually she can draft that, replace that, and then decide if she wants an eye or a snake head. She's going to go with another eye. So we're going to put those in there, group them, and shuffle them. And then the champion's going to decide what to do. Well, they're going to grab a sword, and then we will progress with the round. So Medusa only has 2 places to place. She's going to place there. And the champion has to decide what do they think that is, just based on knowing what's face up in the tile section, what they've seen her draft. He's going to go with the knife or the blade. Let's see what happens. It's an eye. So what happens if there's an eye? Well, let's check back out. So we're putting a blade, and the blade only stops one thing. So the blade, if it's revealed Medusa tile is a snake head, which it's not, I'd remove it from play. But otherwise, the snake head tile resolves and remains face up. So once again, we're going to rotate that, and now that remains face up. But you can see here that the Medusa is in trouble, because the only thing she could possibly lay to continue her game would be a serpentine body. So even if she plays this, which she feels that she has to, that means the champion can come in with their torch, knowing that that's the only thing that the Medusa could play, and they're going to singe that, which flips it over. Now, the Medusa is defeated. How is the Medusa defeated? Well, over here, blocks all open snake sections, closing forward progress for Medusa. So the only open snake section was here. It's been blocked and blocked. The other two don't have bodies, so it's a bit hard for her to progress. And there you have it. That is a quick playthrough of Micro Medusa. Let's just flip through a little bit more here and show you what else is in the rulebook. Players repeat the battle, reveal phase for another turn and the round. Each player will have played 2 tiles, which we did. When the round ends, determine if there is a winner, in which case the champion has won. If there's no winner, again, we do that draft again, and it keeps happening until there's a winner. So some quick back and forth to see what's going on. In this case, the Medusa really got slaughtered. If we hadn't cut off that particular appendage, if we hadn't singed that, then the Medusa might have had more opportunity to extend it and develop her path a bit more. And there is in here actually a 4 appendage. So if you happen to get that one, it really opens up the options for the player. And so this game can look really neat by the time all is said and done, depending on how fast and how large the Medusa grows. If she happened to get 3 eyes, it says here, connect 3 heads to its main body, so 1, 2, 3, that would be a victory. Or if they somehow manage to connect 1, 2, and we'll do it like this. If they manage to connect 3 body links and then an eye, Medusa could win. So first one is connecting 3 heads. 1, 2, 3, that would be a victory. Connecting 3 or more snake sections, topped off by an eye or a snake head. Or the other option is if the eyeballs don't get blocked by shields, then the player's hearts turn to stone. And if they hadn't drafted a heart, they would be dead because they didn't have an extra heart. So there you have it. Micro Medusa, designed by Floyd Lu, art by the talented John De Campos, some really nice looking chit tokens and cover art there and rulebook. So really like what I see in this little micro game. It's a lot of fun in a small package, definitely portable. If you like what you saw, if you like the art or the game design, by all means put your thoughts in the comments. Or check out their Kickstarter when it launches, which is going to be in October. I think this is it's going to have a quick turnaround in my opinion, just based on what I've seen from what it's going to take to produce. It should be relatively quick to get. So thanks as always for watching, and have a great day.